Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I am the author of the new book, Twin Flame Romance: The Journey to Unconditional Love, available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. I do readings, I do romance, twin flame, soulmate, life path and purpose. You can go to my website, fondinwellness.com, to book your reading. Today we are on our new playlist on dating and romance. And today we are doing the big mistake number 2. And you will find out what that is in just a minute. And if you haven't yet done so, there are 2 other videos on this playlist. Go ahead, once you're done with this video, go ahead and view the first 2 videos on this playlist. Now, you might be thinking, it should be easy to date. You know, with online dating, it's never been easier to meet somebody. Before online dating, you had to actually physically move somewhere and go to a place. You had to move out of your home and go into a bar, restaurant, or nightclub, or you had to meet someone at the library or the grocery store or at school or at work. It was really hard to actually meet someone. And now, in the past 12 years or so with online dating, you would think it would be so much easier. And in fact, it almost seems like it's gotten more difficult to date and find your perfect match. So weird, right? I'm sure you're sitting there thinking, especially if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're sitting there thinking like, yeah, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Well, that's why I produced this video series, is just to help you, like I've been helping myself and others have helped me as well, to realize that there are a few parameters that you really need to follow in the dating scene. Before, it might have come rather intuitively before this whole shebang of online dating, because organically when you would meet someone, there was a pacing, there was an automatic pacing that tended to happen, especially before the advent of cell phones and smartphones and the internet. The reason for that pacing was, truly, if you didn't go out there and meet somebody, then you just didn't meet somebody. And if you don't have a smartphone, guess what? Before, you only had one house phone that everybody in your family shared. So if you wanted to reach out to a person, or if a person wanted to reach out to you, then it was a lot harder, actually. There was no texting, there wasn't any social media, and so the pacing was a little bit better. I believe a lot of the dating mistakes that happen today is because the pacing is off. And before you shut down this video, I'm going to tell you what the topic is, and even after you hear the topic, you might go, oh, I already know that. That's a no-brainer. I know that. I've heard that. Intuitively, I kind of know it. But remember, this is a girlfriend's chat, and I'm going to bring up some points to you about the big second mistake that most women do in dating. I'm going to point out some things that you might not have thought about with this big dating mistake. So the big dating mistake number 2 is don't chase a guy. Don't chase the man. And again, you might be thinking, yeah, duh, that's a little intuitive. Not only that, but I have seen that movie. He's not that into you. And so I know that you shouldn't be chasing the guy.
Look, you seem like a cool girl, so I'm just gonna be honest with you. Connor's never gonna call you.
Oh, really? How do you know?
Because I'm a guy, and it's just how we do it.
He said it was nice meeting me.
I don't care if he said you were his favorite female since his mommy and Joni Cunningham. Over a week went by, okay, Gigi? And he didn't call you.
Yet! How many times have you and I done this? So let's break down what it really means to chase a guy. Now, if you might be thinking, well, you know what, Michelle? Honestly, it's the 21st century. What do you mean that I can't chase a guy or I can't pursue a guy? What century are you living in, Michelle? Well, let me just tell you this. I tend to have more guy friends than girlfriends, and I'm really working on that. I really am. It's been a lifelong process of working on having more girlfriends than guy friends, but for some reason, I've always had a greater number of guy friends than girlfriends, and I will tell you that I have heard this time and again from my guy friends. Guys, especially the good guys, ladies, good guys, the guys who are men of integrity, who are smart, who are the catches in the world, who are the ones that you really want to partner up with and not just hook up with. But the really good guys, they don't really want a woman chasing them. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. Now, there are those exceptions in the world. And yes, exceptions do exist in every case. But for a majority of the men in the world, the good men, not the ones who are dysfunctional, not the ones who have drinking problems or drug problems or who are living in their mother's basements, as I mentioned in the last video, most healthy men don't want to be chased. Why? Why is that the fact? The reason is because for millions of years, men have been hardwired to do the chasing. Men have been hardwired to do the pursuing. By nature, men are competitive. By nature, most men are drivers, meaning they want to be in the driver's seat. And if you are doing the pursuing, if you are doing the chasing as a woman in today's modern world even, and I know some of you are thinking right now, that just doesn't sound right. In my generation, so if you're a millennial or even if you are a Gen Z, I don't know what the Gen Zs are called, but if you are a millennial, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, all of my friends, that is not the case. For all of my friends, it's always been the women who are a little bit more proactive than the guys. Well, let me just tell you this, the nature of men has not changed. And so if that has been the case for you and your girlfriends, how successful have you guys been? Really, truly, in long-term relationships or forming long-term committed relationships with really good men, how many of you have made it work by being the chaser, by being the pursuer of that really genuinely good man? I would wager to say that there's not a large percentage of you that have been really successful in doing that. Here's why. Since men are hardwired to pursue and to chase, it's a major turnoff for them to have the woman do the pursuing and the chase. Now, again, we are speaking of healthy men. Okay, we're not searching for those men who are just looking for a hookup. We're not looking for those men who are looking for someone to be codependent with them. We're not looking for men who have severely dysfunctional problems in their life. We're looking for the men that are the winners. That's what we are looking for. So these healthy men do not like to be chased. They don't like to be pursued. They like to make the decision for themselves as to how they are going to pursue or how to chase. And many of them will not even be able to explain this. Why? Because it's hardwired in their DNA, and it has been for millions of years. So the signal, the red flags that come up for most men when the woman is the pursuer or the chaser, the first red flag that comes up is she's desperate. And that's the first red flag that tends to come up. So when a man thinks immediately with that red flag, oh my God, she's desperate, it usually means one of two things. A, she's needy and has super low self-esteem, or B, she's easy and she's slept with half the town. Albeit fair or not fair, those are the red flags that tend to come up when a woman pursues or chases a man that is a good man. The third thing that comes up is she is controlling. And no man in his right mind wants a woman who is controlling. There are some, again, as they get into dysfunctional relationships, may find themselves in relationships with controlling women, and vice versa. Some women may find themselves in relationships with controlling men. It happens. But we're talking about really forming a great committed relationship that's based on something real, that's based on a strong and solid foundation. So I'm going to recap those reasons for you, and then we'll go into the in-depth description of what chasing actually means, because it's not as easy to detect as you might think. So again, the red flags that come up for the good men when a woman is chasing or pursuing, the red flags that come up is she's desperate.
Jules, a question. When you kissed Michael, did he kiss you back?
What do you mean? We were lip to lip.
I mean, was there anything on the other side of that kiss that leads you to believe that this chase will end happily?
That's beside the point. We were interrupted.
Who interrupted you?
Kimmy, she ruined everything. And Michael started chasing her before he could answer me.
Michael's chasing Kimmy.
Yes.
You're chasing Michael.
Yes.
Who's chasing you?
And when it comes up that she's desperate, it's coming up to be she has really low self-esteem and can't get another guy, or she's easy and she slept with half the town. And the third thing that comes up is she's just controlling. So those are the three vibes that you definitely don't want to give out if you're pursuing a good guy or you're waiting for that good guy to fall into your lap. Now, what defines chasing? What really defines chasing? Let's say you are on a dating app. Does reaching out to a guy initially on that dating app, does that qualify as chasing? I would say no. That initial contact, just because the nature of dating apps, and some of them, you know, like Bumble, I've never been on Bumble. I've just heard that it's kind of like the woman that allows the guy to chat with her first. So guys, tell me if that's something different. Put it in the comment section below. But that's what I've heard. I've heard that Bumble works like that. But if you're on a dating app, then it just might mean that you might need to be the first one that reaches out, and that's actually okay. But if you are indeed the first one that reaches out, when the guy reaches out to you in response to your reaching out, then what you want to do is make sure that it's a ping pong effect, meaning that you've reached out, he responds, you just respond to his response and maybe ask a question. And when he responds, you respond back. So you're keeping it at a very measured pace and a very, very balanced pace. So it's almost like at that point, there's no one really doing the leading or the chasing, but you want to keep it mysterious enough that you are really putting the ball in his court, because you want to see if he is indeed a good man. And if you put the ball in his court just to see if he is indeed a good man, then he will take the lead on some really responsible things. Now, if he does say to you, hey, do you want to sext or do you want to do naked FaceTime? Then you kind of know that this dude is probably not going to be there for the long haul. He's just looking for a hookup. So that's point number one. Point number two is once you guys do, even if you meet in person or you meet over a meetup group or you meet in a club or you meet in a restaurant, once you guys do have that initial contact, chasing means you are consistently texting, calling, or messaging him first. You don't want to do that. That is chasing. So the first thing when you wake up in the morning, you are the one to text him or message him. You are the one to call him. When you go to bed at night, you are the first one. You don't want to do that because that is actually chasing. Men like the challenge and they like to pursue. So if they are genuinely interested in you and interested in learning more about you and interested in developing a relationship with you, rest assured they will make the effort to reach out to you first. Next mistake you can make in chasing is connecting first with him on social media. This happens, of course, in the beginning of a connection, a beginning of a dating relationship. And so you really like this guy. So you're like, okay, I'm going to follow him on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, or I'm going to try to friend him on Facebook or any other type of social media. My advice to you is don't do that first. Let him do that first. It's still chasing. If you are the first one to suggest, hey, let's be friends on social media, let's connect on social media, let him pursue you first. Let him do it first. The next big mistake you can make in chasing is, once you guys are connected on social media, is liking all of his posts. That's a little creepy, but I know, believe me, I know women who do this. I know loads of women who do this. They like a guy, they've connected with a guy, they're interested in this guy. They may or may not have met with him, and they may or may not have had 1 to 2 to 3 dates with him. All of a sudden, they're connected on social media, and they start giving a thumbs up or a heart or a like or a comment on his posts. Don't do that. That is actually chasing. Again, go back to the rule of thumb of the ping pong effect. If he has liked you on social media or followed you on social media or connected with you, and he starts liking your posts, let it be a ping pong effect where you are liking a 1-to-1 ratio of posts that he likes yours. So never let it exceed the number of likes that he does for you, because again, it's going to look creepy. It's going to look like you're desperate, and it's going to look like you're chasing him. Being too available. Okay, guys, seriously, do not make yourself available to him at all times. It is going to send him the wrong signal. It is going to send him the signal that you are alone and that you are desperate. Guys like the challenge, like I just said. So that means when he texts, don't respond right away. Wait a little bit. Have a little bit of a delay. Go do the dishes. Go take a shower. And then come back and respond to his text. Now, if you guys are in the middle of a texting back and forth, then of course it sounds better for the flow of the conversation if you guys are in the middle of texting back and forth. But even so, let there be a delay sometimes. Now, this is not playing games, you guys. This is absolutely positively not playing games. But how many times have you been texting back and forth with a guy that you're super duper interested in, and then you have to do things like go to the bathroom or make yourself something to eat, but you're really afraid to miss his next text or not respond right away to his next text, and so then you don't go to the bathroom or you don't get something to eat just because you're like, oh my God, I'm anticipating his next text. Don't do that. Take care of yourself. If you need to use the restroom, and put down your phone, go use the restroom and put down your phone, or go make yourself something to eat, or call back your mother. He can wait. He can wait. And in fact, waiting will make him want you more. Waiting will actually make him like you more. I have a funny story about a guy that I super duper liked in a relationship with. But in the beginning, we had that type of texting relationship where we would get into a texting conversation late at night, and it would be kind of this back and forth thing. Well, in the middle of the texting conversation, there was a little bit of a delay, maybe by 2 to 5 minutes. And I actually got absorbed in watching a sitcom. So I was super duper absorbed in watching this sitcom. And then he texts me back like, hey. And then about 2 minutes later, it was like, hey, are you still there? And what's funny is that I hadn't even realized he had been texting me because I was so absorbed watching the sitcom. But it made him want to pursue me. It made him want to chase me because he thought for some reason that I just wasn't responding to him, when that wasn't the case at all. I was just absorbed in doing something else. So don't make yourself too available. Another tip is When it is time for you guys to get together, don't make yourself too available. If he says, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And you say, well, I really don't have anything planned. It just leaves the door wide open. And again, it's sending the message to him that you really don't have a social life. So my suggestion to you, and this came through a guy friend too, is give him one, no more than two, opportunities to see you on specific days. So you might say to him, hey, so-and-so, I'm available for lunch on Saturday, and I'm also available Sunday evening for coffee. Like seriously, you need to make it a choice of one or the other. And if he comes back to you and says, are you available Friday night? Say no, because you just told him you're available Saturday at noon for lunch or Sunday in the evening for a coffee. What you want to do early on in a relationship, in a dating relationship, is to set boundaries. And you want to set boundaries because you want the guy to respect your time. All too often, women make themselves way too available, and the guy that they are with does not respect their time. Now, a guy will never give up his extracurricular activities for you, so you, in turn, show that boundary by not giving up all of your free time whenever he wants for him. Sending nude or half-nude pics. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. If you're looking for a relationship, that is the absolute last thing you ever want to do. A good guy will wait. A good guy will wait to see you in person. A good guy will even wait to have sex with you. By you giving away or just showing him the merchandise before he's even invested time, effort, and money into this relationship in order to pursue you, you've basically given away one of your greatest assets. The guy has no motivation if he's already seen you naked over a picture or half naked over a picture. The guy has no motivation to pursue an authentic relationship with you if he knows you're willing to show him the goods before he makes any effort. So absolutely not, guys. No, 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 no. Browsing his social media to see what he is doing and check up on him. I don't care if you just met the guy or you haven't met him yet or you've been dating him for 4 months. Unless if you have an engagement ring and are married to this guy, I would say no. Don't sneak up on him and peek on him and check to see what he's doing on social media at all times. That is chasing, that is pursuing, that is being creepy, and that's showing that you're controlling, you're insecure, all of the above. If you are sure of yourself, or if you are really secure in yourself, and that you have started to develop a relationship of trust with this man, then there's no need to check up on him. There's no need for you to look at his posts and interpret things and misinterpret things, which we usually tend to do. But also, if you do that, what tends to happen is that the next time you have a conversation with him, either in person, on the phone, over FaceTime, or over texting and messaging, that your attitude will change. Your attitude will change based on the interpretations that you have taken away by scrutinizing and analyzing his social media posts. Suggesting that you guys get together before he does. You don't want to suggest getting together before he does. Again, if he is a good man will take action to pursue you. A good man will take action to get together with you. There's absolutely no need whatsoever for you to do the pursuing, chasing, or suggesting that you guys get together. If you do so, you will not be in a relationship with a good man. Now, of course, we are talking about the beginnings of a relationship. If you're already in an established relationship, and there is that balance of give and take in an established relationship where you guys have said, yes, we're exclusive. Yes, we're gonna do this, we're gonna be together, we're gonna be there for each other. That is a totally different animal. We are talking about a dating relationship in which nothing has been established. It's just the beginning, or maybe it's the middle, but maybe both of you are just still playing the field. Let him suggest the outings. Let him carry and drive this relationship forward. And I assure you, if you stay away from chasing and pursuing, you will start to see the success in dating by dating a good man. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other girlfriends who might be having difficulties with dating. And thank you guys so much for supporting this YouTube channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.